You guys all ready? Great. All right, thanks for coming. Obviously, my name's Sheriff Kieran Donahue, Canyon County Sheriff. Last night at approximately 11:10, we, Canyon County Dispatch received a phone call of a shots fired in the Wilder area on Red Top Road. Officers responded, of course, included Canyon County Sheriff's Office, Parma, Wilder, and upon arrival, we had found a female victim who had been shot and who later succumbed to her injuries. We have a suspect in this case, which is her father, or excuse me, is her husband. Sorry, I'm a little bit groggy. We've been up all night working this. Suspect is still on the loose. He has not been apprehended. And as you saw in the information we've given out, and we'll be giving you his picture again, he's a 51-year-old male, Erasmo Alcala Diaz of Wilder. He is absolutely considered armed and dangerous. We do not want the public approaching him for any reason. If you have sightings of this individual, we want you to contact local law enforcement or state or federal, and we will apprehend him if possible. We want to make it very clear to the public and to Mr. Diaz that if those who are in the community or communities who are giving him assistance in hiding from us or trying to get out of the area, if you are considering that or if you have helped him, you will face prosecution. We will figure it out. We have many officers in the field today. We're working around the clock since last night. We'll continue to do so. All of our efforts are being addressed to this issue. We have a young woman who has lost her life. This is in our consideration. I will state that this is a domestic violence homicide and something that obviously is very tragic. We have children in this situation as well. And so obviously this is the highest priority for our office right now. And with that, I'll take any questions.
You called it a domestic violence homicide and there were children. Were they in the home or how are the children involved?
There are children involved in the marriage and children were at the home during the situation.
How many?
2 children.
How old are they?
I'm not going to discuss their ages at this time.
Juveniles?
One is a juvenile, one is not. You had a question over here?
Does he have any priors?
He does have priors. As you'll see from the repository, there's a prior charge of domestic violence and aggravated assault on the female victim at that address in 2008. The suspect, same suspect, pled guilty in that case in 2008 to misdemeanor assault and disturbing the peace and was sentenced, of course, and served his, the sentencing, I think, involved probation and so on and so forth.
What was that domestic? What did it entail?
It was called in as a domestic, felony domestic battery, aggravated assault, with him being the suspect with the same female.
I guess I was asking what kind of domestic he injured her. How did he injure her?
Well, aggravated assault, excuse me, probably, I don't have it in front of me, but I understood from the prosecuting attorney's office, aggravated assault and battery. So, but it was pled down to kind of a complex case and pled down to both parties agreed to plead down to misdemeanor aggravated, excuse me, misdemeanor assault and disturbing the peace. Same victim, same suspect. Sir?
Now, I know that you guys have gotten the reports of the shots fired. Did the woman that eventually succumbed to her injuries, did she call 911? Did a neighbor call 911?
People in the home called 911.
How many times was she shot?
We're not able to discuss that information at this time.
How many rounds were fired?
I don't have that information for you either at this time.
Do you know what kind of weapon it was?
Handgun.
Caliber?
I don't know it. Again, we do consider the individual. We know he's armed and dangerous. We know he has the weapon with him at this time. We can tell you that. And we are very, very busy interviewing people who have had contact with him since the incident. And we are following up every lead that's coming into our office as well.
As far as, I know you said there were children involved. Did they, a family member, friend's house?
It was their own house. These people have a residence out in Wilder, and again, the children were present during the incident.
Were they taken, obviously? Not-
Obviously, they were taken into safe custody. Our staff and our counselors have been working with them throughout the evening and the morning. They are a different location now. We've been processing the crime scene, and I think fairly soon that crime scene, if it has not been released back, it will be. I think most of our work there is done, and we're actually processing a couple of different scenes. One thing that is also paramount, we're working with many law enforcement agencies right now with our task force partners, with the Fugitive Task Force and the Metro Violent Crime and Gangs Task Force, as well as neighboring state and local law enforcement entities. Everyone is doing very collaborative effort, and thankfully we have that relationship and have had for some time, but we're taking advantage of that today and last night. Again, those officers, men and women, have truly been working since this call came in shortly after 11 p.m.
Is there any indication that he's still in the area, or do you know where they're at?
We believe he's in the general area. We believe he's in the general region. We believe he's trying to remove himself from the area, and that's why we caution anyone who has any interest in assisting him. In doing so, will be facing prosecution, and especially at least investigation into prosecution. And if we are able to bring charges, we certainly will be doing so. So we caution anyone who has information to come forward. Now is the time. Now is not the time to help this subject, whether he's friend or family. He needs to be held accountable. And the best thing for Mr. Diaz is to turn himself in now before the situation gets any worse.
Have you found the weapon?
The weapon is still we believe the weapon to be with Mr. Diaz.
What other crime scenes are you processing?
A vehicle that he was driving. One that was registered to him, and we've got that vehicle in our custody.
Can you tell us where that vehicle was found?
Let's see. Yes, excuse me, Adrian, Oregon is where the vehicle was abandoned, and we, Malheur County Sheriff's Office, located the vehicle, contacted us. We had people on it immediately. We used search warrants from both Oregon and Idaho to seize the vehicle and bring it back to our possession.
When did you guys find the vehicle?
This morning sometime, mid-early morning, of course, several hours after the incident. We don't have one at this time. It's a great question. We thought that we had a possible vehicle that turned into a dead end, but that's a great question. Right now, we do not know any vehicles that he may be in or using to get out of the area.
Do you know like what he could be wearing? I know we know his name and everything, but
My understanding, he had limited time, so jeans, t-shirt, or a shirt, and that's about it. That's about the description we have on him. I think that you all received a photograph, a most current photograph from our in-house. He's not wearing a shirt in that photograph. It's obviously a booking photo, but so unknown in terms of course, he could have changed his clothing by this time as well. I could not say, Chris, what date that is. That's what we had in our system.
I understand that people did try to perform procedures on the victim when they first arrived, but weren't successful. Can you elaborate on that?
Well, appreciate the question. As in any case, first responders, whether it's law enforcement, EMS, fire, we're going to do whatever we can to help that victim. I don't know who all was involved in lending the life-saving support, but unfortunately, it was just not successful in this case.
You know how long afterwards she succumbed to her injuries?
I don't know exactly. Unfortunately, I don't think it was too long. I can. We put that out in the press release, Chris. I think I have it here. Oh, we don't have it. Maybe it's not in the press release, is it? Sorry. And I'm mistaken. It's her age is in here, but not her name. I apologize.
Other than the children, the suspect, and the victim, was there anyone else in the home?
Not to the best of my knowledge, no.
Do you know the ages of the children?
We do, but we're not disclosing them at this time. A little bit older.
You mentioned a couple of crime scenes that I missed.
Mhm.
Besides the house,
We have the house, and then we had a vehicle that the suspect fled in, which we recovered in Adrian, Oregon. That would be our second crime scene.
Was that right in the town of Adrian or
Mm.
near the town? Or-
Nearby. Mhm. Sir?
Rough guesstimate, how far would you say that is from where this?
Not too far. Wilder and Adrian aren't that far away. You have kind of a triangle there of Homedale, Adrian, and Wilder. It's not too hard to get down through that country. And obviously, he's been a resident here for some time. So that's my understanding. I don't know where that is right offhand. Anything you'd like to add, prosecutor? Lieutenant McCormick is going to step up to the microphone as well.
Real briefly, we know through the investigation, Mr. Diaz has reached out to both friends and family here in the area, trying to get out of the area. Because of that, these same people are going to be apprehensive, possibly coming forward with both, to our dispatch number. If that's the case, I would highly encourage them to get a hold of Crime Stoppers, remain anonymous, 343 cops, get us the information, point us in the direction we need to go, and we'll get Mr. Diaz taken into custody.
That's an excellent point, Lieutenant McCormick has stated. Obviously, it is sensitive to suspects and victims alike when families are involved. So as human beings, we all have that sympathy factor, but this is not the time to hide information. Now's the time to get that information out and let the judicial system take its course and let him have his due process. I don't know that I have anything else. If you have nothing further, we appreciate you coming over here on such short notice. And again, I'm stumbling through my words. We've been up all night. I've been here since early morning, and the detectives and law enforcement officers have done an outstanding job of keeping things going, including the prosecuting attorney's office, who I know is out there with us as well. So one more.
I know that you consider them armed and dangerous. I mean, is there a worry that I guess you could strike again in the same area?
Well, that's up to Mr. Diaz. I mean, people who are under duress like this, obviously he has shown a propensity to commit a heinous crime. So to me, everything's off the table at that point. I think the public needs to be knowledgeable. I think we need to be careful of our comings and goings and always be aware. And this is one of those situations or one of those times when situational awareness should be the rule rather than the exception. It's hard to say what a person will do under these circumstances. So I think we just need to be very, very vigilant with ourselves and the public. And again, please don't approach Mr. Diaz on your own, or if you see anything, please pass it to law enforcement. Yes, ma'am.
Do you know if there were any other warning signs in his history during 2008?
Not to the best of my knowledge, no.
No more recent calls to
Not that I've seen that anyone has given me through the prosecuting attorney's office or our CID. So
First in the repository item on the 2008 arrest, it mentioned the immigration issue.
we checked into that. Great question, Chris. Thank you. We checked into that, and ICE says that he is not an illegal citizen. He's here legally, and that was some kind of. I'm not sure what all the complexity of that is, but we did check into that as well and contacted them as per requested. But as what we were told that they have no interest in Mr. Diaz at this time. Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate it.